All right, so we're going to divide this into two pieces here. We're going to do candy canes today. The recipe we're working with could be candy cane or ribbon candy. It is the identical recipe. The only difference is once we get over to the table, if we were making ribbon candy, we would stretch it out a little bit different. But other than that, the recipe is identical for candy cane or ribbon candy.
You're going to make candy cane? What are you going to make?
All right, so you can see I have a smaller piece here. This is going to be one of our stripes. We're going to be making orange creamsicle this first batch. So we're going to start out with a little bit of an orange stripe here. So I'm going to put on my gloves that we use for all our colors here. Now we do lots and lots of red candy canes, as you can probably see on the gloves here. They are very, very red. But if you look closely, you'll notice there's also a little hint of blue. Anybody want to guess why there's blue on there also? I'll tell you why, because the Dodgers won the World Series, that's why. So we've been making some Dodger canes also a lot this year. So, go Dodgers, right? Now I also do haircuts. If anybody needs a trim, happy to help out. I'll warn you, I only do one style. It's the ball with everybody. So let me know later. I'll be happy to give you a haircut. So, just kidding. We'll do that to you. All right. So we're going to add a little color to this. We're going to add a gel or a paste-based color. All that means it is not a water-based color. If you use a water-based color, it actually kind of dissolves the sugar and makes it a little bit sticky. So we're going to use a gel or a paste-based coloring. And no flavor whatsoever. This is just the color only. So we're going to do a little orange stripe, we're going to do a yellow stripe, and then the bulk of what you see here is going to be the white part, also the flavored part of the candy cane. So remember, no flavor whatsoever in the stripe, just the color only. So I'm going to mix that in for a minute or so here before we start to work with this bigger piece to our next stripe, and then we'll show you how we're going to turn it white. Now we make our candy canes here at Christmas time in 4 different flavors. They come in the traditional red and white candy cane, which is by far our #1 selling candy cane, not only at Christmas time, but pretty much year round. We have a cinnamon flavored candy cane that's red, white, and green. That one in the window, it's cinnamon. We also do a cherry flavored candy cane that's burgundy with a green and white stripe. We do what we call the Hannah cane, which is a burgundy and white stripe candy cane that's also peppermint. And then we do our root beer flavored cane, which is the orange, yellow, and brown like you see right there. Now I mentioned this recipe could be ribbon candy or candy canes. Now at Christmas time we make our candy canes. That's our #1 candy cane, our ribbon candy making season. So we actually have 26 different flavors of ribbon candy we make. Now this time of year we do continue to make ribbon candy, but we only stock about 7 or 8, maybe up to 9 different flavors. If you get a chance a little bit later, you go in the other room over there and see some of the ribbon candy flavors we have available. I think there's toasted marshmallow, let's see, cotton candy, spearmint, cinnamon, root beer, quite a few different flavors over there. You can take a look. And I've got the flavor or the color just about mixed in here now. And then we're going to take it over the heater here, and one of the girls will come out and keep it nice and warm for us. All right, there's our orange stripe all mixed in, so we're going to take that over the heater. All right, so next we're going to do our yellow stripe. Now remember, it was a little bit over 320 degrees when we started here. Let's get a little bit of a reading and see where we stand at this point. Still pretty warm there. It's still about 200 degrees, so it is still quite warm at this point. 200 degrees right there. See that there? And then we're going to cut off just a little bit more so we can do our yellow stripe. Once again, we're going to add that gel paste coloring. No flavor whatsoever. They don't make these sticks like they used to, let me tell you. All right, then we're going to mix that in, just like we did the orange, for about a minute or so. Then we'll show you how we're going to add the flavor to this and make it turn white. Now let's see, we talked about our flavors of ribbon candy, 26 flavors at Christmas time. For Valentine's Day, we also do candy canes that are shaped like hearts. They generally come in two different flavors. Red, white, and pink is peppermint. Red, white, pink, and lavender is cinnamon. This year we actually did a couple other flavors. We did some cherry hearts. We also did some watermelon hearts. And they think even pink lemonade. And we also do ribbon candy for Valentine's Day, although we don't call it ribbon candy. We call it Cupid lace. We do a cherry and a pink lemonade flavor. And then for St. Patrick's Day, we make candy canes that are green and white, not only in traditional candy cane shape, but also in the shape of the three-leaf clover. Those are green apple flavored candy canes. There are actually some available on the other side. We actually, you'll be able to see the clovers and everything over there. And then for Easter or springtime, we make a little bit different shape. We do an oval egg shape. We do candy cane bunny heads, candy cane butterflies, and even candy cane Easter baskets. They generally come in about 2 or 3 different flavors: peppermint, pink lemonade. This year we're going to do some cherry and probably a little watermelon. We also make a ribbon candy that's a watermelon flavor that's a pastel color that we call the Wacky Wabbit Watermelon Ribbon. Now there's our yellow all mixed in. So I'm going to take that over and let Kylie keep this one nice and warm for us also. So remember, no flavor whatsoever at this point. Now we're going to add a little bit of flavor to it. So we're going to make orange creamsicles, so we're going to add a little bit of orange flavor. And then we're going to add a little bit of a nickel, making an orange creamsicle. And add about 1/3 of an ounce here. Just like that. And we're going to mix that in just like we did the colors. And then we'll show you how we're going to turn this nice and white. Now when we turn it white here in just a couple minutes, we are going to turn it white all naturally. We're not going to add any color to it to make it turn white. You'll see how that happens here in just a couple minutes. Wouldn't matter if we added flavor or not, it would still turn white. It has nothing to do with the flavor. This is the part of the job where I feel very needed. And you might even smell the flavor here in just a minute. Now you do have to watch very carefully. It does happen rather quickly. So you want to keep your eye on the big blob up here. Not me, the big blob on the slab up here. Here we go. We're going to roll this baby out here. Here we go. And there it is, you guys. There's your candy cane. Hope you enjoyed the show. Thanks for coming. All right, just kidding. I thought maybe we could go have a little bit of late lunch here, a little snack. But we do want you to know here, Logans, we do put a little bit of love into every batch of candy we make. And just to show you how that is, there's our heart on the slab for you guys. Got a little Valentine's look there. All right, just kidding. Tough crowd out there. And you'll be able to smell the flavor here in just a minute, because I see a little bit spilled out there. And we're going to add just a little bit more flavor here real quick. Just like that. All right, we're going to change the camera here. We're going to put this on the hook here. And this is how we're going to turn it nice and white. Now we're going to do 2 things on the hook up here. Number 1, we're adding a little bit of air to it. Also the stretching of the sugar crystal. And that's how we make the candy cane turn nice and white. Very similar to the way you might whip egg whites at home. Or how does you stretch out that rubber band, the color lightens up a little bit. And you can see with each and every pull, the color gets a little bit lighter and a little bit lighter. I'm going to try to pick up a little bit of this flavor on the table here.
Let's try and wait.
And we'll put it back on here. Now remember, we're working. Can we get Abby up here? Let's go back and sit her up if you would. Now we've got 25 pounds total weight here. I've got about 16 or 17 pounds on the hook here with the white part of the cane. There's about 3 to 4 pounds between the two colors over there in front of the heater. So this is what we call Jerry's Gym, also known as my holiday health spa. Now we don't have to go to the gym this time of year. All right, I confess I don't go to the gym any time of the year. This is the only workout I get right here. Although I do drive by the gym a lot because my favorite donut shop is right next door. I do love the donuts. And you can see it gets lighter and lighter with each and every pull. Now I'm not counting how many times we pull. We just keep pulling until we get a nice bright white. Every batch is a little bit different. Some batches start out lighter. Some start out darker. And depending on the size of the candy cane, the flavor, the color, that will determine how white we need it to be. If we're making all white candy cane hearts for a wedding, we pull it a little bit longer. Get a nice bright white for the bride and groom. Now, how many of you guys saw the movie Tangled? Anybody see the movie Tangled? Doesn't that kind of look like Rapunzel's hair there? Well, pretty sure the people that did the graphics on that movie came here when they were kids. Watch us making the candy canes like you guys are doing right now. So we had our lawyers contact him and ask for a mere 1% of the proceeds. Got no response whatsoever. But it can't hurt to ask. And then you'll notice as it gets lighter and lighter, it kind of starts to look like Elsa's hair from Frozen. We all know that movie made like $1 million. So we had our lawyers contact them. In this case, we only asked for 0.5%. Got no response from them either. Because my wife keeps telling me, Jerry, we just have to let it go.
Let it go.
Got just about the color we needed. So we're going to take this over to the table here in just a minute and put it all together for you guys. Thanks, guys. Thank you. If you guys want to come on inside, we want to get the kids in the front here. We're going to work the entire table, so if you guys want to come forward, the adults back up a little bit. Come on up, you guys. Going to step right up to the table here. Let's get the kids up front here. Come on, you guys, right up front. There you go. Going to spread all the way down. There's also a video screen down in the end if you want to watch from the end. Down there you can also. Excuse me. So remember, this big red thing right here is just a heater. It is a gas flame heater. We're not trying to hide anything. We're just trying to keep the candy nice and warm. Now, if you'll take a look at these couple of candy canes up here, you'll notice the Christmas color candy canes all have two things in common. They all have 5 little stripes, and they all have 1 big stripe. Now, that is kind of our trademark here at Logans. All our Christmas colored candy canes always start out with that same stripe pattern. And if we're making candy canes right now, regular candy canes, I put a series of 5 red and white stripes on the top of the block. On the opposite side, I put my big red stripe, and that's how we get that barber pole look. We're going to do a little bit different stripe pattern today. I'm going to stretch out my orange stripe I made earlier. To make 1 big orange stripe. Then we're going to stretch out our yellow stripe and have 1 big yellow stripe. Remember, we're making orange creamsicle. A little bit orange and a little bit ickle. In fact, now what Abby's working on right here is actually a giant breath mint. We all know the real reason we wear the mask is we all have incredibly bad breath. So we're going to pass that around and take care of this right now. Just kidding. We're just going to get our stripes all ready here. And then we'll put it all together for you guys to see. All right, we're going to start out with our orange stripe. Thanks, Abs. Going to put this right on top of the block here. Just like that. And then on the other side, we're going to take our big yellow stripe. Stretch that guy out a little bit. Put that right here on the other side of the block. Just like that. So now as you can see here, on this side here, I have my big orange stripe. Can you guys all see that there? And then on this side right here, I have our big yellow stripe. Anybody out there bowl? Any bowlers? Maybe you can take that down to the lanes. I don't know anybody baseball fans. I didn't hear any Dodger fans out there. Maybe you can get a nice little candy cane baseball bat. Now, not very effective without my 5 stripes to give you my little guitar scheme here, but you get an idea what it would be like. Or how about this one here, a big giant fish or a whale? with a candy cane tail. That would be a mammal though, right? And we're just going to stretch this out here a little bit. And we're going to take that big piece there and we're just going to tuck it in the back here. We'll deal with that a little bit later. Just like that. All right, so if you guys will watch very carefully here, I'm going to begin to pull this out here. Give it a little pull. Give it a little tug. Give it a little stretch. Pulling, tugging, stretching. And we get it just about the right length and thickness. We're going to give it a little twist. And right before your very eyes, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we have created the candy cane. Here we go, a little cut, a little roll, and a little bend on the other end. Let's all give a big round of applause for candy cane number 1, live and in color. There it is. Here we go, another little cut, more rolling, more bending. Let's all give a big round of applause for candy cane number 2. Give it up for number 2 right there. Stay with me, you guys, because remember, we still have 398 more to go. Now, this size candy cane we're making right here, this is actually the smallest size candy cane that we make here at Logans. And if we continue to make this size right here throughout the entire batch, by the time we're done, we're going to fill up this entire table full of candy canes. She's going to start to stack those down on the end there in just a minute, row after row after row. We'll stack the table all the way up to right about here. If we make just this size only, we'll make pretty close to 400 candy canes this size out of this one batch. That's the part where you're supposed to go, whoa, that's a lot of candy canes.
Yes.
Yes, thank you. Now we do this process you're watching well over 250 times between October, November, and December. And by this past December 31st, we've made close to 100,000 candy canes one by one, just like you're watching now. And we're here, whoa, that's a lot of candy canes. Yes, thank you. Now, as you can see here, we do work kind of in an assembly line. I work right here in position number 1. I pull the candy canes, making me, of course, the candy cane puller. Right here in position number 2, my daughter Abby is doing 2 jobs today. First off, she'll roll the candy cane. Actually, doing 3 jobs. First off, she'll roll the candy canes, making her the candy cane roller. Then she'll hook the candy canes, making her the candy cane bender. Careful, that's my daughter. And then she'll also stack the candy canes, making her the candy cane stacker. Soon somebody will come out of the back room to bag the candy canes, making them the candy cane bagger. And if it happens to be our oldest employee, who happens to be my mother-in-law, I'd have to give her the title of the old bagger.
No!
Oh, I didn't mean that. Oh my gosh. Only I can do that, right? So, just kidding. Now, as you can see, we're all staying busy. We're both staying busy here, but I do have 1 job left. And if I could get a couple volunteers from out there, we could use your help. And if you'd like to help us out, just raise your hand. Great, because in the back room there's a whole pile of dirty dishes right in the back you guys can do. No, I'm just kidding. What we need is somebody to help us sample or taste test these candy canes. Any tasters? Come on, moms and dads too, brothers, sisters. There we go. I'm feeling the love now. All right, go ahead and put your hands down. We're going to cut everybody a nice warm sample and bring it right out to you. Now, Abby's going to break out one of the few machines that we use here at Logan. This press is about 95 to 100 years old. We've been using this same press here at Logan since 1933. We like to call Abby the crush shop. And voila, we have some samples. So stay right there. We're going to bring everybody out a nice warm sampler in just a minute. And when she comes out there, you're going to put your hand out, kind of cup it a little bit. She'll drop it right in the palm of your hand. And you'll notice they're not that hot. So feel free to put it right in your mouth. Put it under the mask, cover it back up, and just give it a taste. Because it's always best when it's nice and warm. Try it with Logan's Orange Creamsicle Candy Cane. So wait right there and bring everybody out a nice warm sample.
Wow. This is a cool field trip, huh?
Look at it.
Now also, I'm not sure if you guys noticed this big giant candy cane on the wall over behind me. Yes, that is a real candy cane. Not only is it an incredibly large candy cane, it is actually the world's largest 100% handmade candy cane. That candy cane is over 36 pounds in weight. It is over 16 feet long. In fact, this past December 24th, it turned 25 years old. Now, I'd love to have you guys sing happy birthday to it, but we're not allowed to sing in California, so we'll be happy when that gets released so we can sing again. What we'd like to do is we're going to break out the ladder here, and in just a minute for $1 each, we're going to let you guys climb the ladder, come up here and take a look and make sure it's still good. What do you think about that one? Yes, we haven't said, I'm just kidding, we wouldn't do that to you.
If you can put your hand out, please.
Just put it right, not that hot, just put it right in your mouth and give it a taste.
Orange cream. Would you like one? You're welcome.
Well, what do you guys think? How's that tasting out there? Is that pretty tasty? Is that tasty with a glass of warm? Thank you very much. Thank you. Now, I'm not sure if you guys know the story, the history behind the candy cane. We would certainly love to share that story with you. You know, most people think the candy cane is just an insignificant piece of Christmas candy. But actually, the gentleman who invented the candy cane in the United States sometime around the mid-1800s, he was trying to come up with a single piece of candy that would tell the entire Christmas story all in that one candy. Well, he came up with a candy cane. If you take any one of our candy canes any size, and you hold it up in the traditional shape, you'll notice that it looks kind of like the shepherd's staff, which is done to remind us of Jesus as a good shepherd. If you take that same candy cane and turn it upside down, now it becomes the letter J. Of course, the letter J standing for Jesus. Because as you guys know, the true meaning of celebration of Christmas is actually the celebration of the birth of Christ. Now everything in the candy cane has a meaning, all the way from the white part of the cane, standing for the purity of Christ, the red, the blood of Christ, the stripes he took on the cross for us, the hardness of the cane, the shape, the flavor, everything has a meaning. And so now you know the entire candy cane story. In fact, down there by the register, we do have free copies of the story. There he is. Stevie's holding them up for you. They are free, so feel free to grab a copy or two. It's a great way to share the story with others and let them know the true meaning behind the candy cane also. Now, in just a minute here, we're going to let you guys get a chance to shape or bend your own candy cane. Let me explain how we're going to do that. I know when you guys checked in. If you guys haven't checked in, we'll have you check in just a few minutes here. Well, you each got a blue ticket. What we're going to do is we're going to exchange that blue ticket for a warm candy cane. Now, once you get that candy cane in hand, you only have about 15 or 20 seconds to shape or bend it. So that means you must start to shape it very slowly, but you also must start to shape it right away. You can make whatever shape you might want. You can make a circle. You can make a J. You can make an S. You can kind of curl it around your finger, make a little curly Q. Also, you can make a candy cane heart. In fact, if you watch carefully here, I'm going to cut a piece off, and Abby will demonstrate how to make a candy cane heart. Hold on just a minute here, and she'll give you your take on the heart.
Okay, so if you guys want to turn your candy cane into a heart, all I do is I take up the ends and make the candy cane look like a U. And then I squeeze the bottom to make it look more like the letter B. And then I just take the tops and I curve them around to make the little arches of the heart. And then I squish it together in the center to make it stick. And just like that, you've made yourself a candy cane heart.
Nicely done, nicely done. Now, I'll just warn you, if you do decide to make a heart, you do it of your own accord, because if you drop it and break it, you'll end up with a broken heart. We don't want that here at Logan, so just keep that in mind. Just kidding. We're going to start with this first family down here in the end. I think you guys have tickets down here. You guys have your tickets? Okay, we're going to start with them. Now, you guys stay where you are. Once they're done, we'll have the next family move in. We got plenty of time. We're going to be doing this for quite a while. So once they're done shaping their candy cane, then we'll have the next family move in there. We'll do it one group at a time or one family at a time. Plenty of time for you guys. Remember, you can shape whatever shape you might want. A circle, a J, an S, a cane. Or you can just eat it because it always tastes the best when it's nice and warm. Also, if anybody has any questions, feel free to ask away. I would gladly answer any question you might have. You know, occasionally somebody will ask me the question, where did I learn how to make the candy canes? You guys may have heard of the school I went to. I went to a school called NPU. That would be North Pole University, kind of a heavy-set guy in a big red outfit and one. Just kidding, I'm just kidding. I worked here for 8 years under three different owners. I learned the trade right here in Logan. Worked on this very table in front of you like you're watching right now. In fact, me and my wife Susan have now owned the store for 39 years. We just finished up our 39th Christmas and Valentine's Day. This will be our 39th Easter coming up here. I worked here for a total of 46 years, and yet I'm only 29 years old. So go figure that one out, right? So. Also, you guys, don't forget to continue to follow us on our social media. We do post things on Instagram and Facebook, different dates and times, different candies we're making, things like that. Also, if you get a chance to go to TikTok, we got lots of